Oh, make me over. I'm all I wanna be. A walking study. A demonology. Hey, so glad you could make it.
And today we have the lovely and talented Tara Reid.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother. I'll ask you a few questions and then we'll give it up to the audience.
Awesome.
All right, so let's talk about your journey. How did you get started into all of this?
I'm originally from New Jersey, and I was shopping with my mom and my brother in a New Jersey mall, and we were in the food court, and my mom went to get us pizza, and me and my brother were like waiting at the table, and we were little kids, so we were like chasing each other around, acting all crazy, like hitting each other, and there's this lady that was sitting over there watching us with her daughter, and she turned out to be a talent manager for kids. And we never did anything like this before. We never tried to even get to acting, nothing like that. And she said to my mom, I have this movie that they can't find the girl, and she's gonna be perfect for it. My mom was like, but she doesn't even know how to act. Like, you want to act her? And I was like, that could be fun, you know. Like I thought of Drew Barrymore in E.T. And so I went for the movie. It was based on a Stephen King movie called Return to Salem's Lot. And I went in for the audition and I got the part. So it started there. So I kind of fell into it. It's kind of good.
You were hooked once you got in.
Yeah, they say once you get a taste of Hollywood, you never really go back anywhere else.
From there, you've done some other things, but everyone kind of really noticed you in the Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about working with the Coens and working with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
I mean, they're just so talented, the Coen brothers. Philip Seymour Hoffman is a brilliant genius. You know, Jeff Bridges, awesome. John Goodman, awesome. It was just an incredible cast, and it was so cool to be working with these like such famous people, and then at such a young age, learning so much from it. And it really, getting that movie with such high profile like directors and a cast so young, that's what kind of like from there, all of a sudden I got a 3-picture deal at Universal. And I was doing American Pie, and Josie and the Pussycats, and American Pie 2, and we were doing Wilder. This went on and on and on and on. So again, I thought, you know, it's a lot. It's kind of being at the right place at the right time and luck. You know, it's really, that's what it is.
Absolutely. And like I said, from there you went to American Pie. Tell us a little bit about that experience, and then afterwards, you guys realized when you were making it how big it was going to be?
No, we had no idea it was going to be big. I mean, in the beginning, it was called some crazy movie, like original sex comedy that can be made for under $10 million. It was the name of it. So then they eventually turned it into American Pie. But it was fun because everyone was so new, you know, as actors. So it was almost like being at camp, like go-away camp. And we all became really good friends, so no one had a bigger ego than another, you know, because everyone was kind of, it was equal, and we just had a great time doing it. And then throughout the years, we kept making them, and even when we did the last one, American Pie Reunion, it was just like seeing old friends again. So it's a special movie, definitely in my heart, and the other co-stars as well.
You did some horror films after that. What's exciting and fun about working in horror?
Horror films are amazing. I mean, you know, you have comedy, you have drama, you have dramedy, which is half comedy, half comedy and half drama. But horror, there's such a big fan base out there for horror films, and it's just a total different kind of energy inside of you. Like, you're scared, you're running, you're a killer, and this, and you know, or everything's like just like trying to save your life at all moments. And you know, it's like it gives you this energy, and like, I mean, there's some of the scenes when you get really into it. I remember this one scene, and it was so scary, so into the scene. I was literally shaking like this at the end of the scene. I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's pretty cool.
And then from horror, you get into Sharknado of all things.
Yeah.
And you made 5 of those, and again, the Sharknado experience, I mean, it has to be wild, right?
That was crazy. I was living in London at the time, and I took a little break from acting. So I was living in Paris, and then I moved to London, and my agents were like, you have to come home. Like, this is ridiculous. You were supposed to go for a week, and it turned into like 2 years. And they're like, you just got this offer on this movie called Dark Skies. That's what it's called at first. And I was like, all right, that sounds okay. And it was good money, so I thought, okay. And then I read the script, and I said, oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. This is the worst movie I've ever read in my life. Like, I can't do this. Like, I really can't. I'm like, I'll never work again. And then I'm like, all right, you know what, it's for sci-fi. I'll just take the money anyway. So no one will see this. I'm thinking in my head, nobody will ever see this. So then I'm in Mexico on vacation with my friends, and my phone's ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing. I'm like, who's calling me? Why is he calling me right now? You know, and all of a sudden my agent's on the phone. He's like, can you believe what's happening? I'm like, what? I think it's like an earthquake or something massive is happening. He's like, Sharknado, it's going viral. We're getting 1 million hits, 1 million Twitter hits per minute. I'm like, what? Like, we did no press on it. We did nothing. We didn't even know it was. I didn't even know it was out that weekend. And then the second time it aired, it even got bigger and bigger. It was like, it's never happened like that. People just loved it because when we shot it, we just thought, this is so sick. We're like faking fake sharks that aren't even there. We're like, shark! And then we did the movie. When we said shark, like, how do we know if it's like a big shark or a little shark? Like, how do we know if our acting even makes any sense to it? So there was this time that we had to do such really goofy things. And we would laugh, but the only way Sharknado would work was if we act serious, because it was so ridiculous around us, like, come on. I mean, there was times we just cracked up, like, to make a dead face when you see it's just outrageous. But we had so much fun on that film, and it really took to a lot of audience, from younger kids to older kids. So it was really a family movie. People had Sharknado parties, and so it was a lot of fun.
Absolutely, and I think it hit at the right time. It's one of those movies that is just silly that it has to work.
Yeah, it's so bad, it's good.
but it's fun. A lot of times when you get movies, you'll get movies with just a serious subject or whatever, but fun movie they sometimes forget about. We finally get a fun movie, of course you made 5 of them, so it worked out very well for everybody.
Absolutely.
Before I pass you on to the audience for questions, I do want to talk about what's your future like. I know you're taking up directing and you're looking at parts that you want to do. That's something for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, through this whole quarantine, I'm like, all right, what can I do, like, to make quality and content for myself, not just relying on an agent or this or that. So I started, looking into different writers and different directors and different producers, and paired up with them. Now I'm producing about 15 movies this year, and and it's just been an incredible experience. It feels so much better when you have the control versus always waiting for the phone to ring, or you don't know if, like, you're gonna get a part or whatever. But when I create the material, it's there. And the more you do, the more you learn, and it's been an incredible journey. And it's so cool to be on the other side of the camera too. Like, I always do acting, and I come up in my call time, and that's what I do. But now producing, I have to do the whole other side, pick out the cast, pick up the cameraman, pick out the grips. So it's nice to be on both sides of it. You learn a lot.
Anything on the horizon that we should know about?
I have this one movie called Masha's Mushroom, and it's going to be a sequel of 5 movies. Then I have another one that I'm doing called Cold Sun, and that one's kind of like, I would say, Charlie's Angels meets 007. You know, and it's a really cool movie. We're making that in Malta. Then I got another movie with Snoop Dogg, and it's pretty funny. And then, I don't know, there's just a lot of movies that we're doing, so it's great to be back at work, and it's just, I love my job, and I love what I do. I love to entertain everyone, so it's fun.
As for, I can see the interview, but I love when we start talking a little bit about producing, how you're just lit up. I can tell you're very much, you're really enjoying it.
I really am. It's just a great experience, and you just learn so much about really what goes into a film. There's a lot of work. I mean, everyone really works hard to get this whole team together, and when you're making it, you just really enjoy it in such a different level, because you're a part of all of it, and it's amazing. And you're like, wow, it's the best crew ever, you know, and people, you know, on the movies that we do that they're so creative and they're fun. It's like if something's not broken, don't fix it, you know, and I think I have a really good team around me. So yeah, I mean, the people I like, I'm gonna keep working with forever.
What was your biggest surprise as a producer? Going into that side, what was the biggest surprise for you?
I mean, it was a surprise. I think we all know this. It's just to get the financing. Like during COVID, no one wanted to invest in movies because, you know what I mean, everyone was scared. So to get the financing was really hard. It was really hard. But then once you start getting on that roll and you get the relationships with people, you know, it works. But I mean, it took, I don't know, 4 years almost, just putting that together Masha's Mushroom already. So that was my baby. But yeah, 'cause they're all good and they're all gonna be totally different styles, from comedy to drama to horror. Like they're all in there.
All the genres you work in, of course it makes sense for you to work in the things that you love.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the film's called Martian Mushroom.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, this one's it's kind of tricky. So
Has to with
yeah,
mushrooms,
it's,
right?
it's mushrooms.
We're not talking
So-
Smurfs here.
So there's this purple mushroom that they found like grows, okay, on the ground. But it's a really bad way I'm gonna explain it. But you know how like COVID is airborne? It's so these mushrooms are airborne. So people are taking them at this party and they don't even know they're taking them because they're just breathing it in. So everyone's starting to trip out and they don't even know what they're doing. And like you'll see like a painting on a wall with fish, and all of a sudden the people are inside the painting swimming with the fish. Like this, all crazy stuff. But I play the mother, and I have a daughter, and I think it's her birthday. But really, I can't say more than that because I'm gonna give away the movie.
Yeah, don't give away the movie.
Yeah, but I think you guys will really like it.
Definitely want to see it. So.
I mean, and sometimes you'll think one character is another one, and then really another one, and you're like, whoa. So it's definitely a movie that's gonna visually be great, and it's very entertaining, and you know, I'm excited about that one.
All right, well, let's now patch over some audience questions here. Anybody have any questions for Tara? Don't be shy. In the back here.
Sarah, what was your most challenging role as an actress? Whether it's like production time or just like the role getting into it itself?
I did this movie years ago called Devil's Pond, and that one was very challenging because we shot it on this little island. It wasn't like even bigger than half this room, and you have to take boats and stuff back. And I shot it with this other guy, so we were only 2 people in the movie, and we really were getting claustrophobic. It was really crazy, and me and this other guy didn't get along as well too. So it was definitely challenging. But I think that's the only bad experience I really had.
Other questions? Everybody's cat's got their time today, huh? Yes, sir.
Have you run a script besides the Sharknado script that you just thought was absolutely terrible, and then it turned out to be something pretty good, whether you took it or not?
That's a great question. There's scripts that it's almost the opposite of your question. There's scripts that you read and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing, you know, and then you don't get the part. And then the ones that sometimes the ones you want, you don't get it, or the ones you think are gonna be hits don't. It's really like it's an industry where you just don't know what's gonna happen. You know, that's kind of the fun part of it, the scary part of it too. But it's definitely it's you're always working, you're always trying to figure something out. You know, you're always trying to make it real and to always still be encouraged because there's a lot of disappointment in it too. So there's the beginning and the end.
Other questions? Yes, sir.
So as ridiculous as they are, everybody loves Sharknado. Out of all 5, which one's your favorite?
The last one was for sure, because April, she became a robot. So she had superhero, she could pick up a helicopter or fly or do anything. I mean, who doesn't want to play a superhero? This is amazing. The things you got to do, and playing a superhero is just awesome. So I would definitely say the last one. And then when she had the army of Aprils, so there was me and 20 other Aprils. And you couldn't tell who was what. That was pretty awesome.
Other questions?
How did they pick, because again, it seems like Sharknado is certainly, a focus, and appropriately so, is fabulous. But how did they pick, for lack of a better term, the celebrities who were lucky enough to get eaten during Sharknado? Because it seemed like as it progressed, it was like, oh my gosh, there's so-and-so, and they have no role except for, that's so-and-so, and then they're eaten.
Yeah, it became like, people, like the close people, like huge stars, like, can I just go in the movie? I just want to be eaten. Everyone wanted a cameo in this movie. They just wanted to get eaten by a shark. I don't know what the fascination was, but that's what happened.
Well, I guess it's not like horror films, everyone wants to be killed in a horror film, and that's kind of fun, and then they can go off and do their thing. But
Well, you don't want to really, if you're the lead in the horror film,
Right.
you want to not get killed.
Right,
Because
gotta
then
do
you know
that. Yeah, gotta-
there's a sequel.
Gotta be the second
Yeah.
one, right? So. Other questions?
So is Sharknado, quote, done?
Done.
Done.
No, yeah,
It seemed
done,
like,
done.
of course, they said it was done, but then done.
No, it's
never
done.
really
For
done.
sure,
It's-
sure done.
Well, you've got so much going on, I don't know if you can do it.
I already did that. 5 of them is enough.
That was more than enough.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you, Tara Reid, for coming and
Thank you
joining
so
us.
much for having me.
She is going to be at the Bay Center, and you can see her all week long.
All right, you guys.
Thank
let's
you
get
so
going
much.
now. Bye.